Hey, hello, mate.
Welcome, welcome. This is an interview that was meant to happen weeks ago, but unfortunately, I got COVID. Michelle and Paul were sick as well, and it's finally happening. So,
Yep,
please introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
yep. I'll let you go first.
Well, I'm Michelle, and I've got birthday coming up. I'll be 43
I don't know.
this birthday. So, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'm Paul, and I'm. Hold on a minute. Hold on. What am I? Yeah, I'm about.
So old, you can't remember.
Yeah. I'm glad we finally got there with Thomas. We had a couple of technical issues on the way, didn't we? Which
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like 3 weeks later than what it should have been.
I used to my.
I Simo, the craziest person on YouTube.
The trouble with Michelle.
Yeah, most people would actually say that I'm the trouble, but
I
there we go.
think Simo's had a couple today. He means all in trouble.
Oh, I think it's Simo in trouble, maybe.
Mm. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
Simo's a
maniac.
good lad. Simo's really good. Love
Yeah,
Simo. I see Simo was on with you a couple of times, wasn't he?
Yeah. We've done a couple of lives, haven't we?
yeah. The funny thing is with Josh, we've been talking to him for ages in our Facebook group without realising we were watching his videos on YouTube.
Yeah, no, we didn't know. We didn't know that Josh was Simo Subs. Whoops.
Yeah.
It's one
So
of
I
them
think I
things.
should start a little bit about your channel. Your stats are up on the screen. You have some amazing stats. I go through most channels that come on. Yours are far among the best.
Oh, wow.
So your views per day are up there with some of the best channels, especially
Oh,
in the
wow.
beer
I didn't know
community.
that.
No, I didn't know that either. That's really amazing.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're going about 10 months, is it? These
yeah, just
stats are a little outdated. They were from the last time we were meant to be on.
Mm.
It was kind of one of
So
those things. Hmm?
yeah.
Sorry.
How did it start? Why did you start uploading videos?
That's just what I was going to get
Right.
into.
Yeah. We run the beer groups on Facebook for the last few years and everything, and everyone kept saying, "Oh, you should do YouTube." And I said, like, "Oh, I can't be bothered with that." It's like, no. And like, it went on and on for ages, didn't it? And then we had a big fire here where it was quite.
Oh, yeah, our garage
Our garage burnt
so
down
that was awful.
and everything. And I thought, I really need something to cheer me up, so I'll try YouTube. And then it
Okay.
just kind of went from there. It was really easy, like at the start, because obviously we had all the people in the beer groups that were going to subscribe and everything. And there's been times when it dies off and drops off and everything, but it's kind of it's about keeping people interested, isn't it?
It was one of those things. I was really nervous about it to begin with. I wasn't sure about being on camera. I didn't feel confident with myself. But it is like anything. The more you do a bit, the more your confidence builds, and then you just kind of get used to it.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. It's just like I used to have. I used to think, oh, I'll have a beer and then I'll do a YouTube, but then I just died off that. But I don't really care anyway, do I? It's like,
Paul's a really confident character, and he's quite happy to put himself
No.
out there and everything else. Whereas I'm not quite so confident. So it took a little while for me to build myself into this.
It's like with everything, isn't it? Like, well, I wear a hat because of my scar and everything, and most of the time I wear a hat and it's like that. So you see the
It's
scar
gone
anyway.
away.
So it's just like one of them things, isn't it? But with YouTube, it was better than Facebook because it drew many people to you, in that we learned so much through YouTube.
Yeah, that's been the fantastic thing about it.
People's input has been the best thing about it. Yeah, there's been a few sods, but you're going to get that everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah.
I suppose that brings me on to the next question. Will be worst and best comment.
That's the best comment. Blimey.
Well, Andrew, who used to watch our lives a lot, didn't like me very much, and that was a little bit difficult to handle.
Well, he told me to shoot her.
It was so I would say that was probably one of the worst ones.
Okay.
But I'm the kind of person who You know, I just smothered him with love. For some reason, whatever reason, he was saying nasty things. It's obvious that he'd been hurt or something. So I just tried, for everything horrible he said, to say something nice back to him.
Yeah, no, I got to
Yeah.
know Andrew, didn't I?
Yeah.
I've got Andrew on a personal level on my Facebook account now. We talk on Messenger and everything. And he's just he's not had a good life and everything, and it's just one of them things. And now he's an American guy, obviously, living in, where is it? I can't remember the name of the place. You'll always text to me. But he knows he can talk to me now, and we talk to each other. Alabama, that's it. And it's good because we've got that relationship now, haven't we, where he'll talk to me. He's been really quiet for ages, but he's a nice lad, isn't he?
Yeah, you get that with certain people. Become quite, they're active and then they're gone for a while. Some people.
Yeah,
We're
no,
involved all
yeah.
the time. Yeah, we've noticed that, haven't we?
Like with Facebook and everything. You do worry though, because you get to know people. Like, if I'm talking to you now and you didn't like upload a video for 2 weeks on YouTube, I'll be thinking, well, where's Thomas gone?
I don't think
yeah.
anyone would notice that.
Oh, I think if you put more wood than what you think.
Yeah.
I've kind of learned that over time. People, when you're there all the time, like with us, you see, we don't get that many comments on YouTube. But what you got to remember with YouTube, I upload a lot of things that we do on Facebook.
Yes. We get a lot of comments that way, don't we?
So we're speaking on Facebook more about the YouTube videos than we would, if you get what I mean, the other way round.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of comments that would be talking about our video on YouTube would be on Facebook rather than YouTube. They'll watch the YouTube video, but then they're talking about it on Facebook because I feel people feel more comfortable, don't they?
I think our little group that we've got on Facebook was really important during the lockdown phase when everyone was sort of missing that social kind of community. And we were really developed some really good friendships with people.
Yeah, I mean, I've met a lot of people personally as well now.
Yeah.
And they've become real life.
I think there's a lot of groups that have done that.
Yeah, which is nice, isn't it? You know, you never know. Like, if I met you tomorrow, you never know if you're going to get on. But how come we got on with everyone?
Every single person that we've met, they've ended up being really brilliant people. It's been such a pleasure.
You panic, though.
That's it. Different people. Like, we would never meet in normal life. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Someone like me from Ireland, you from the UK, would never meet in normal life. And YouTube or Facebook or the different social medias have helped bring people together, I think.
Yeah, which is a good thing, especially for nowadays, isn't it?
I think when we were so all just kind of stuck, we couldn't go out or anything else. It was so nice to be able to connect to the outside world.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
What do you think about ethics regarding YouTube?
What do I think about? What was that?
Ethics.
What was that?
Ethics. Yeah. So, you know, if you're getting paid to promote something or if people are being sent stuff and not saying that it's being given to them. So ethics around YouTube and promotions.
I totally understand what you're saying. I feel that, if you're given something for free, you've got to be probably a little bit more easier on it than if you've paid your hard-earned money. But I also feel that being honest is really important.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want someone to go out and spend their money on something because I've said it's good just because I've got it for free. That, for me, is no good.
Do you think cost comes into a factor of rating a beer?
It does. You have to factor it in, because if you're going to spend a lot of money on just one beer, then that has to come into how you feel about the actual product.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It has to be really good quality.
Yeah. Thanks to it must be one of your subscribers, A-Plug.
Toothpaste. Well, I've expensive done myself.
Toothpaste? Who's talking about toothpaste?
So, family. So, who's in your family?
So, there's me and Paul, and then there's our oldest daughter, Georgia, and she is She was born in 2000, so she's 22.
2000, yeah.
And we have a
Baby.
middle son who is 20, and our youngest Sean is 15. But we also have 3 dogs as well, and I have to include them because they are
They're
just
the most
like
annoying
kids.
things ever.
They're the most important.
They definitely take up a lot of our time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of dogs do you have?
Well, our oldest is Tiger, and he's 9. He's a Rottweiler. And we have Bandit, who's a pug, and he's 6. And our latest addition is a dog that we've rehomed, and his name is Bear, and he's 6 years old, and he's a German Shepherd. And yeah, he's been he's been great fun trying to integrate him into our family. There's been ups and downs, but yeah, he's a wonderful dog. We love him.
Was he from a shelter?
He came from someone who we knew who could no longer home him, so we took him in.
All right. So what's the day job then? What pays the bills?
We run our online business selling car accessories, so that's our main source of income.
Well,
Yeah,
you
definitely
That's
for YouTube. People think
it's not going to be YouTube, is it? And someone said, "Why didn't you buy that keg of soul? You get your YouTube royalties." I thought, "Well, I only get £1 for £31."
You don't make a great deal of money out of YouTube. You do it more out of kind of love and wanting to try the different
Oh,
things.
God, no.
I think people think that you get paid on YouTube.
Unless you're Mr. Beast or one of the big YouTubers, you don't make anything.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah, if you're
Which is
huge
good.
and you've got
Yeah.
so many subscribers, but you yourself know how hard this is to actually establish yourself on YouTube, to get people to notice you, because there's a lot of people doing what we do.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it is difficult to get noticed.
It's much harder than what it used to be. A lot of people said that to me. But I mean, remember, we'd have an advantage there because we run the beer groups on Facebook.
Yeah, we pushed it on social media.
So obviously, but the problem is what people forget is a lot of them view like about 5 seconds of our video or 2 minutes of our video. So obviously they don't click the adverts in a way. So you're not going to get. But no, it's one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely not done for money.
I think I actually have been paid by YouTube, but I've never actually touched it, have I?
No.
It'd be worrying if I was relying on YouTube, wouldn't it?
So you're actually monetizing YouTube. I was meant to ask you that. So I am drinking this. It's from Aldi. It's a new beer. Sailor. So it's okay. What are you drinking?
Right, I'm drinking at the moment a Tennant.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got a Stella glass, but it's Tennant's in mine too. We've got a keg that we've got to get through, and
because we had a couple of Weizen beers because Michelle started getting nervous about coming on tonight. Evening. Good evening, mate. Yeah, Michelle was getting a bit nervous, so we had a couple of hackers, and then I put the Tennants in because it's actually not that bad.
So, how did you guys meet, if I may ask?
Okay.
This is quite a good story.
Right. Right. I'll tell you a bit more about my history first, which will be easier. I got married really young. It didn't work out. I went to Blackpool for a weekend in 1996. I didn't come back till 1999 because it was fun. It was a bit of fun, yeah. I came back in 1999 and then I managed a pub because it was sort of the thing I did. And I interviewed Michelle for a job.
Yeah, I just come out of a relationship. I was in a new job. I had nothing to do in the evenings. And I thought, go and work behind a bar and just get talking to people and whatnot. So, yeah, I went into the pub that he was managing and asked for a barmaid's job. So that's how
we took anyone on, so we gave her a job.
It wasn't my
bar was it, may I ask?
Do you know the company, Yates's Wine Lodges? I don't know if you know them over there.
No.
Yeah,
it's a big bar.
Right, if I go back to 1999, we were taking like 25 grand a week. which in 1999 for a bar was a lot of money. Yeah, it was busy every night.
Busy,
I used to get threatened with my life, like literally for banning people. And it was hard, mate. And I said to her, like, I can't keep doing this. And what actually happened was I wasn't allowed to have a relationship with Michelle because
I was staff.
she was staff and I was management, and I was meant to be getting sent away to a brewery to do all my qualifications.
Yeah.
And then one day we just said, okay,
That's it.
let's go
with this.
So we moved to Brighton, didn't we?
Yep.
So there you go. That was 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have any other hobbies other than YouTube?
Our time is really taken up with doing all this, with the dogs, with work. I actually couldn't say that we've got any outside hobbies, have we really?
Well, yours is either reading or drinking.
Yeah, I love reading. And any spare time I get, I do like to read.
What would my hobby be? If I had a hobby, not watching football because it gets me too wound up and everything. I don't know what my hobby would be. Probably like thinking when I'm going abroad next.
Oh yeah, he loves to plan trips, and it's something he's not been able to do for a while. So yeah, we're trying to get back into doing that and doing a bit of travel.
Yeah, we want to
because
travel.
I see you're on holiday in Gibraltar. Do you like? Have you the fondness for Gibraltar?
Oh, I love Gibraltar.
Yeah, I love it.
Honestly, I love it. Gibraltar, I can go into a bar in Gibraltar, and I didn't even do it when we went to Spain because we couldn't be bothered on it because the beer was better in Spain. But I can go into a bar in Gibraltar and people know me, and it's like, oh.
It's such a small place, and we visit there quite a lot of times, so we actually know people who live there now, and we can go to certain places and meet up with people that we've met lots of times before. So yeah, that's really nice.
Any recommendations? So if anyone's going to Gibraltar, is there a bar that you should go to?
Oh, Star Bar.
It's the oldest bar.
Oldest bar. My friend, it used to be a Tottenham bar, which is what
he used to run it.
My friend doesn't run it anymore, but you have to go to the Star Bar.
It's the oldest
because it's the oldest bar in Gibraltar. Oh, look, that's him. That's him.
Yeah.
That's in Ferrara area. It's good to see him, isn't it?
Okay. I don't think
because they're two legends. That's how I interview him.
He's
okay. One beer style that you would eliminate.
Oh.
What's
Completely.
the one style you would eliminate? Oh,
that's a
bitter.
really hard
It'd have to be
question.
bitter.
Yeah, I would probably go on that as well. I'm not a beer fan.
It'd have to be bitter. You know, the old school bitter, they're really up.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be like 3.4%, and you've got to drink it like John Smith's.
Yeah, no, I'm not keen on that either.
I think back to that and I think, no, not that.
Okay, what was your first beer you ever drunk then?
What was the well? Hold on. I think our son switched the smoke machine on.
Yeah, he has. Hold on.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm here, Thomas.
I wondered what he was playing.
That's what he was doing behind the thing. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Stop in a minute. Just turn it round the other way. Oh dear. Thank you, Sean. That's it.
Thanks, Sean. That was brilliant.
I can't believe it. He said to me, "You'll have a surprise." Thank you, Sean.
Sean, brilliant.
Yeah.
You have 15-year-olds that like to play pranks.
So he wasn't looking for the raspberry juice. He
was setting that up to get us.
Okay. At least it didn't make me jump out the sky, did it? Oh dear.
So what was your first beer then?
Right, my first real bit. Right, actually no, my first drink, if you talk about first drink, was I tasted sherry because my dad used to, do you know back in the early 80s, you always used to get a bottle of sherry in your job.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
And it was like Harvey's Bristol Cream, which was Irish, wasn't it? And I tasted it one day, and I really liked it. And I drank 3/4 of the bottle as a 10-year-old, and then my nan come round, and I got a bit panicky and filled it up with water, and my nan kept saying, "This is not right," you know. It's like, but it happened. But the first time I got drunk was actually on Special Brew. I drank about 3 cans of special brew as a 14-year-old. And
Yeah. I did the typical teenage thing. It was always really cheap cider. And when we've been reviewing them, some of them brought back some really nasty memories.
well, yeah, they will, wouldn't they? But you haven't lived if you haven't done that, have you?
Yeah. Everyone's
feel-
done that.
Yeah, you feel
At
like
some point, Bobby.
a lot of younger people now. One, they feel like they're the privileged generation, and two, they don't want to do these things because they don't want to look stupid. I know it's easier.
The puffs on fire. And then it was just a smoke machine, and our son set it up to go in our faces as a
It was
prank.
easier when we were younger, especially me, because you didn't have phones. And they don't
Everything
help.
is now recorded and on YouTube, online.
Everything you do now, it's like being in a police station, isn't it? Everything you do is taken down and used as evidence against you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do think it's harder for the teenagers nowadays. Like you say, everything
It's
is
much
on film,
harder.
isn't it?
Much harder.
I suppose, do you have any rules then with your youngest with social media?
No, I gave him. He's 15 now, and I gave him a Facebook account when he was about 10 because he kept hacking mine. And if any woman messaged me, which was nothing bad or anything, he said, "I'm telling mum," and I thought, I can't do this. So I gave him his own account, but he's never let us down, has he? I used to have access to it. I don't now.
Yeah,
but
he's a very. I was going to say a very grown-up 15-year-old.
Yeah,
but
because
after
you've
that prank, it doesn't
two
look
older
like
ones.
it.
Yeah, I know.
But he's always known a lot more than what he should do because he's got the older brother and sister. Paul, what's your favourite keg? Fran's Garden not included for the perfect draft sub blade.
Oh, my favourite.
Oh, no, not royal.
Okay, that's my favourite.
So what would you go on afterwards?
That's my number 2. You know what number 2 is?
He actually got into club, which was funny because he said he hated IPAs. So yeah,
what's the answer?
I don't know. He's got to check on dogs. I will make sure he answers that question when he comes back.
What's your favourite keg then?
Oh,
What's your favourite keg?
my all-time favourite was the first kind of Dunkel, which they've now discontinued, which is such a shame. But recently, we reviewed the Left Ritual Night, and that, for me, is just amazing. It's got so much flavour there. Really enjoyed that one.
What's your go-to style of beer?
What's my go-to?
Style of beer. What's your style?
I'm quite with all. I love a variety of beers. I do like IPAs, especially really fruity ones. And he's put the smoke back on. You know when you just wish that your children would behave, and at the times when you want them to behave the most, that is when they pull a stunt like this. Never mind, we will get rid of it.
That's okay.
It's really annoying, but I don't know how to turn it off. Yes, he's done it again. But yeah.
Okay.
How can he set it? We don't have the remote control for it.
No, I don't know how he's managing to do it.
There must be a remote for it, say there.
Part of the fun, I suppose, isn't it?
Well,
Hold on,
yeah.
someone turn it round.
I turned it totally as far away from us as possible. I don't know how he's managed to do that.
He's watching in there, he's laughing.
Yes, I know. He's probably having a right giggle. That's what I said. This is the thing with children, when you want them to be a bit well behaved, you can guarantee that's probably when they're going to be their worst.
Okay.
So go on.
Thanks to everyone who's watching.
So I turn that round.
I'm an innocent man. Yeah, you are not innocent. You set that up deliberately, Chandra.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's appeared.
So your next favourite keg after the Royal?
What do you want me to say? It's hard. If after the Royal would be the standard Fran's kind of.
Yeah. You can't just say Fran's kind of. What else do you actually really, really like?
Hasselroder.
Yeah, you actually, that's
Hogarden.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Also, what else do I like really like? Snyder's.
Mm.
So yeah,
Good choice.
well, there's a lot. What's your go style beer? My favourite.
Your Weizen beers and your go style.
Yeah, I'm always into my Weizen beers, aren't I?
Yeah, okay, I believe you. And the
Yeah.
amount of smoke that's come out of that. Yeah, I believe you.
It's
Yeah,
one of
Franz
isn't
Steiner
it?
is amazing. Yeah.
So go to Stella Beer then. We'll get back on track.
Yep. I'm going to go for IPAs. A really nice fruity IPA would probably
Yeah.
be my go-to. Yeah, I do enjoy them.
And Paul.
And
if you're
Paul is
gone again.
definitely Weizen beers.
Yeah, Weizen
How
beers.
about
Yeah.
you? What's your favourite?
Stouts.
Oh, you like a stout?
Definitely stout. Yeah.
I dip my
Imperial.
tongue
If you can
in
get
it,
good
stout.
Imperial stout, it's always good. Favorite brewery?
Yeah, I watched your Estrella video today, didn't I? I said to you that takes me back to Spain only a few weeks ago. I've got the same beer down here, haven't I?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you see, I stay away from lagers. I'm not really a fan of them. And
yeah, no, I don't know.
yeah, I picked up that one up. Yeah, I mentioned that the whole time because I hate if someone watches it and I diss them or I don't really like them. Lagers are not my cup of tea. I stay away from them. Favorite brewery?
It's got to be Spatten Fans kind of for me. And we're going there on the 30th of April.
Really looking forward to doing the tour there.
I've badgered them so bad, mate, on emails. So, yeah, I'm really like, we done it 3 years ago and everything. And Northern Monk, yeah, definitely.
Actually, I was really taken on with the drinks that I tried. I thought they were very good.
They were really good. The hazy IPAs, we've just reviewed another one. I haven't put it up yet, have I?
The one with the mandarin zest was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and we did this one recently as well. That was very good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just done that, I think, yesterday, wasn't it?
A Whiplash. Whiplash got to be another one we're going to look for then.
Whiplash, yeah. What's this one called? Faith.
Faith, that's it, yeah.
It was good because everyone recommended it and it was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really impressed with that brewery. They're good.
It was sort of like
have you tried much Irish breweries?
I haven't, to be honest.
Not as much as I would like to. And considering I have family that come from Ireland, it's something that I would like to get into more.
Yeah, it's hard enough to get with Brexit now.
It's not so easy, yeah, definitely. It's like, what was the Irish beer, the Irish Weizen beer I was going to try? And I can't even find it now. I can't remember the name of it. And it would have been so easy, like, to get it sent over. It's like, you get Kronenberg Blanc in Ireland, so easy.
Yeah.
But for us here, we can't get it for love nor money.
We really want to do a...
And what it was, in 1996, I know it's going back a few years, there'll be age show in there again, but in 1996, I was into wheat beer when I didn't even know what wheat beer was.
Okay.
And it was all because we used to have Kronenberg Blanc on draft in England, but now we don't. And
I remember the little bottles of it.
Yeah. Black Beetle Drinks were going to try and import it, but there wasn't enough interest.
It was almost impossible.
I contacted Polish stores in Ireland, didn't I? And they said, I'm so sorry, we can't just send to you because of Brexit. And it's like, sugar.
Thank you.
That's okay. So what kind of music are you into?
Oh, right. Right, okay. This is where it gets interesting. For me, Kanye West.
It's not your favourite.
It's not my favourite. My favourite singer would be George Michael. I absolutely love George Michael to death.
Yeah. Oh, George's music is amazing.
I went to George Michael's party as a 17-year-old, and that was absolutely crazy. My favourite singer at the moment is probably Robbie Williams.
Yeah, we've been to lots of his concerts. We like Robbie.
I see Robbie in Dublin,
Yeah,
many years ago. But my favourite band overall would probably be the Beatles because I was named after them and their songs have so much meaning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I remember going to Dublin, fun enough, in 2001, wasn't it?
Yes, it would be.
We were in 2001 and she wasn't drinking in the pub, right? And this is the ironic thing of the story,
I
wasn't it?
was pregnant with our middle child, and because I'm really short. I'm like 5'2", so I am really little, and I've always looked kind of young for my age. So everyone was giving you
Right, basically.
for being with me, because I thought I'm a lot younger than what I was.
She's putting this politely. What happened was all the blokes called me a effing pervert. Were going to kill me in the pub, and it was like, no, mate, she's my wife. And it was like, oh my God. It was funny, though.
They ID me and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and me. I like her too.
So the Robbie Williams concert you went to in Ireland, was it Slane?
No,
it's not
Lansdowne Road.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I thought you done Slane that year.
Yeah.
Favorite music or movies then? What kind of movies are you into?
Oh, you love your action stuff, don't you?
I love, my action stuff, I watch a lot of war stuff now, don't I?
Yeah, he likes his war documentary.
Well, I still watch The Walking Dead.
Which I can't stand.
All the way through since day one. And I know it's a bit stupid now, but I have to get to the last series and get to the end of it. So, yeah, I watch that still, don't I?
Yeah, we've gone through quite
Oh, no, what's the one we liked recently?
The Rookie.
The Rookie.
Like that too.
Okay.
I tend to like, it's sort of those kind of like The Rookie and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but
I'm also really weird. I like true crime.
Robbie Williams' Phoenix Park. No, it was definitely Lansdowne Road, wasn't it? It was 2001. He'd done much more in Ireland, though, didn't he? They love him, didn't they?
Yeah, because Paul was born in 2002.
That was early 2000s.
Yeah, it was.
He did a few tours over there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah, he seems to get a good audience over here.
Oh, they loved him. Even the time when we was in, where was we watching Robbie, where I was going to get whacked? With our German friend. He was about 7 foot and he was going to kill me.
In the
San Siro. And the people that stuck up for me were all Irish, weren't they?
Yeah. Brilliant. Air hostesses, wonderful girls. They were really, really good. Because, again, I was pregnant with our third child.
Again, turning out Charles at concerts.
So, but I was quite big as well, and the girls took exception to this guy being nasty to me when I've got a big pregnant belly. So, yeah, they stuck up for us, and that was really nice.
He pushed me down the stairs, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
it was crazy.
And he weren't like, when I say someone's big, Thomas, I'm 6 foot, right? But this guy was 7 foot.
Huge, absolutely.
And we had this disagreement, and I was like really drunk and everything. I was like, right, outside. And then he pushed me down the stairs.
Because obviously, being quite heavily pregnant, he didn't want me to stand the whole concert.
Good evening.
Hi, Rob.
Good to see you, Rob.
Yeah, so this is a question which I ask everyone. Do you wake up happy or sad?
Do I wake up what?
He wakes up sad. He is a morning person. I am not a morning person, so yeah, I kind of wake up and I'm a bit of a grump.
Yeah. I wake up, I've got things to do.
He's always busy and he's hyper, and I'm not like that.
No matter how drunk I get, I wake up at like 5, 4, 6 o'clock in the morning. Time is money. So I have to get things done.
He is a busy person. He likes to be up early.
So yeah, I'm very hyper in the morning.
And I am not.
Breakfast?
He does.
I do, yeah, sometimes if I have time.
But I tend to be more of a kind of brunch type person. I wait till later. I can't eat first in the morning.
Jesus eats crisps and crap like that, and I'll try and think I've got to eat something proper. But yeah, that don't always happen.
It's correct, yeah.
Yeah, watch that pug in VR, Thomas. He's the smoke machine man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that out. What is your earliest memory?
Sorry, what was that?
What's your earliest memory?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Now, I've got a perfect one for this. I used to have a Labrador when I was a child, and I remember being on the beach and my Labrador finding a little yellow boat. And I always thought that I'd imagined this. And I was tidying out a closet and I come across the yellow boat long after the dog
Okay.
was gone. So it was an actual memory. And I couldn't tell you how young I was, but I would have been really young. So yeah, that's one of my earliest memories.
Can I ask you how you view the memory? Is it an overview memory, or is it memory through your first person? If you understand.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying.
Because if it's an overview memory, it's not real. If it's
there.
through your first person,
I'm there reliving it. I am there
Yeah.
in my blood seeing it. That's totally. And it's back
So
like
that's the
being
actual memory. What's Paul's earliest memory, if he can remember back to the story?
I just want to think now.
Yeah, and I can't actually think what his memory was.
Oh, I bet you've got something.
I must have something from somewhere along the lines. And I'm kind of thinking,
Thank you.
I don't know what my earliest memory is. I've never actually thought of that. I think actually, no. You know
Yeah,
what?
go on. I knew something would come to mind with him.
Right,
He's really good for this.
My earliest memory that I remember really clearly was
Yeah.
John Lennon dying
Oh, yeah.
John Lennon being
It
shot.
really, really upset you, didn't it?
in 1980.
Yeah.
I'm a 9-year-old child, and I've got to go to school.
I remember your dad being
And I remember my dad walking all around my house. Now, I had a house where you could walk all the way around the lounge, the living room, the kitchen, everything.
Oh, so you could walk through the whole.
And my dad kept pacing around the house and everything. And I thought, he's not going to send me to school, is he? And he did. And it really upset me. Because
one.
I absolutely, I was named Paul John after Paul McCartney and John Lennon.
And it's actually a big tie for us, isn't it? Because my mum was a huge Beatles fan, so that's why
John Lennon got shot dead in New York, didn't he? And they sent me to school. And I remember walking up the hill to walk to school, and everyone kept saying, "How could your dad send you to school?" I said, "Because you don't like me."
That is a sad one.
And I remember I was literally 9 years old, December the 8th, 1980, and my birthday was on December the 11th. And I kept saying to my dad, I don't want a birthday because John Lennon died.
Oh, that's really sad.
You see, so I didn't want my 10th birthday because I was proper
I have heard this story before, but it is. It's really sad when you say it.
It was one of the things. I got John Lennon dragged into my head. And I absolutely love John Lennon, don't get me wrong, but
the first record I ever played was Sgt. Pepper's. My mum had the record and I had a record player, and it was the only record that I could find that wasn't destroyed. And Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I remember playing it over and over again.
Yeah, no, it was one of the things. It's really unfortunate because he died off the public scene, didn't he? For 5 years.
Yeah.
Lived in New York, thought everything was going to be all right, and then Chapman shot him. It's one of them things, isn't it?
The John Lennon thing is quite a big thing for us. That's why when we renewed our wedding vows, we did it in Gibraltar.
Yeah, we got married in Gibraltar in Spain because
we renewed.
The song in Ballad of John Yoko. And I always wanted to do that. And then it was sort of like, we've done it.
And they were so amazing. They let us take our picture in exactly the same place that John and Yoko did it. So we've got a picture of us after we renewed our vows with the rock in the background. So that was really cool. And they were really nice, weren't they?
I know a lot of people really hate John Lennon. I don't get how you could hate him. It's like, I know he was a bit controversial, like Kanye West is now. But he was trying.
I think he's a bit more. I think Kanye West has problems.
I think everyone knows Kanye West.
Kanye's Kanye, but Kanye's just not right, is he? He's very talented, don't get me wrong, but the upside of him...
He hasn't got any people around him, and mental health is suffering with him, I think.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
I would totally agree with that.
Because you look at someone like George Michael, he died unhappy, didn't he? Which isn't right, is it? Like, me and you could be millionaires, but really unhappy, and we could die without no one really caring. And that's
I think
probably
sometimes people look at celebrities and they just see the brand. They don't see that there's an actual person behind that brand. And I think that's really, really sad. I massively campaigned, and I'm not a Britney Spears fan, don't like the music,
I like Britain.
but I didn't like what was happening to her and how she was being controlled by her parents for so many years. And I was really pleased when that conservatorship ended and she was allowed to have control of her own money, because at the end of the day, she earned it. So yeah.
Sure. She wasn't it? She asked to get her kitchen painted, the presses, and the father wouldn't allow it. Wasn't that one of the things? Like,
it was
she's a millionaire.
The restrictions that were put on her, and how long they were put on her for. I can understand that sometimes an intervention is needed, but not for 13 years. I just thought it was wrong.
Would you have a problem with the person who killed John Lennon getting out of prison?
Yeah, definitely.
I actually think for his own safety that is probably better he never gets out.
Definitely, because, right, we talk about Mark Chapman, who obviously you're talking about now. As far as I'm concerned, as a kid, he robbed me of my hero. And I'll never forget that. I was lucky enough, well, we've been fortunate enough to see Paul McCartney live when Ringo came on. Obviously, George Harrison died of bad health, didn't he? But to rob someone of John Lennon in 1980, when he was making songs like Starting Over, Watching the Wheels, Woman, and everything.
When you talk about mental health, I don't think he's completely fine. And I think I think that's probably what drove him to do what he did.
I wouldn't say can I have your autograph and shoot you in the face 6 times to anyone.
No, I know, but I think for his own safety,
I've been John Lennon obsessed since I was born. So I'm not going to shoot him. You know, I don't get that one with him.
Do you have any joy in your life?
Happiest thing in life. Probably just like chilling out in the bar and just.
Oh, I'll tell you what. We was having a conversation with a friend earlier, and we've got a little bit of an in-house joke. And when he come out with it and said it, and it always makes me laugh. And Jamie, I'm so surprised you haven't wrote this on it.
But
that really does make me laugh every time.
Okay.
He's meant to be here tonight, but he's sort of not here.
I think joy can be totally little things. I love seeing robins in the winter. When my dad passed, my dad's been gone now for 15 years, but I see a robin in the winter time, and it kind of makes me think of him, and there's little things like that give me a lot of joy.
Okay. Most important person in your life. It has to be you, but it can't be any pets.
Well, it's the most important person in my life. Oh, God.
Well, I said you, so you've got to say me now.
I can't say you. That's not interesting to say you. The most important person in my life would probably be the most influential person that I listen to most, and I'd actually have to say it's Robbie Williams.
I knew he was going to say that. I say him, and he says Robbie Williams.
Because I'm honest, right? When I'm down and everything, and people think I'm this really hyper bloke that everything's all right, and it's not all the time. But sometimes you feel really down, and I relate to Robbie more than I do anything, don't I?
Yeah, that for you is something that really picks you up, isn't it?
I listen to music, like I'm sat in the bar on my own, Michelle's doing her own thing. In our house, it's not a big house, but you've got downstairs, the middle floor, and the top floor. So if we're not really friendly, she's up the top, and I'm down here. So she's doing her thing up there.
I can be a little bit antisocial at times, and sometimes I just need my own space. And like I say, I'm a big reader. I love to read books. So sometimes for me, my downtime will be just getting away from everyone, going and sitting and reading quietly. For me, that gives me a lot of joy, actually. So talk about joy.
So, I'll sit here listening to Robbie, and you sort of think of them things that went on in your life and everything, and like, it kind of the thing, there's loads of words in his songs that like people think are really stupid, and you think, well, I don't think he's stupid. So that's more prerogative, isn't it?
Totally.
It's like,
Have you ever met Robbie?
yeah,
He has,
yeah.
actually, yeah.
I have met Robbie. I'll send you.
haven't.
You have to give me the details. I'll send you a close up of me and Robbie. We've got a really good one, haven't we? I met Robbie in Vegas.
He took Sean with him to Vegas.
2 years ago, and I spoke to Robbie so much they chucked me off.
They did a meet and greet, and they really got on, and they were chatting away so much. The pool was taking up other people's time for the meet and greet, so the security were moving him on.
They chucked me off.
And the pair of them were still talking to each other.
I was getting dragged off.
You could have filmed it, but he had the phone on audio in his pocket. So I heard the whole thing, and it was really funny, wasn't it?
I should have said, Rob, I love you. But no, it was good because
Sean met Robbie's daughter, didn't he? And they were getting on well.
No, people think Robbie's an arrogant little twat and everything. He's not really like that at all. And I spoke to him during when we had the first lockdown. He was doing a thing called Corona Reiki.
Oh,
and I spoke to him 3 times on that and everything. And he was like, he was stuck in LA. And everyone thinks, well, Robbie Williams' life easy. He's a millionaire, but he couldn't handle that being stuck in, could he?
You need a certain amount of money for your base level happiness. But I don't think being a multimillionaire is something that makes you happy. It just makes you rich.
Yeah. Well, it just takes away so many problems, financial problems, not mental health problems.
This level of happiness, having a roof over your head, being warm, being able to feed yourself, those things are really important. And I'm not taking away from the struggles that everyone is having at the moment.
It's terrible. Yeah.
But I think having a massive amount of money probably just adds to your problems.
Yeah. I met Robbie in a nightclub in Dublin about 15 years ago or so. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. He's a legend.
Yeah, he was nice dude. Really nice. What's the meaning of life?
Oh, wow, that's a big question. The meaning of life.
Yeah.
God,
That's a good one. That's got me.
The meaning of life for me is to.
I've done it. Do you know? No, this is how I feel, Thomas. I've done it, right. I wanted to go around the world. I've literally done that. I wanted to have kids. I've had them and everything, and I think and then that's the thing that can put you on the downer because you think, oh, I've done everything. I don't care. But then you have to have more aims in life, if you see what I mean. You have to. If you don't have a goal in life, you're going to get in trouble. And I fell into that situation less than 2 years ago.
The meaning of life for me is to
survive.
Try to find happiness in every situation that I go into. Try to find whatever happiness I can find, from whether I'm stuck at an airport on a delay. But yeah, I find a massive great novel to read that's so interesting. It's trying to find that little bit of joy in everyday situations.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But you've got to remember, every day you're here, you think of what's going on in Ukraine. And that's why I support that Perfect Draft keg new one when it comes out. And you think, we have life relatively easy, don't we? I've spent a lot of time in Asia. And when I used to go to Asia, first thing, innit, when we used to go, the early 2000s, you're like a king there. And everything, you're like, no, I'm the same as you. And I'm you give them a £1 tip and they're dancing around and you're like, that's not right, is it?
I think we're very privileged to be born where we're born.
Yeah. To be born in Europe, you're very privileged.
Yeah.
When we spent a lot of time in Bosnia and that, and you do feel for these people, they're jumping around and you're giving them £3 or £4.
Absolutely amazing people in Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam.
I'm still. I made friends there with the girls that worked in the hotel where we stayed. They were just absolutely the best, most friendliest people ever, and I absolutely loved the experience.
Yeah, because their whole life was so different to ours. And when you hear their stories and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah, well,
easy.
sure. Like if we think what's happening in the Ukraine, or you think what's happening in Central Africa, or some of these places.
Yeah.
Our problems are not into what they have.
Exactly.
No, nothing, mate.
Exactly.
Nothing. When you work, what annoys me, you look at Facebook and like you get some woman saying, "My hair's not right here," and you think, "Fucking hell, mate, you've got a lot to learn in life." No, but Thomas said you can swear.
I
It doesn't matter.
think
But you see, like, my hair's not right, or I haven't done this right. And, like, when you say that, you don't have a clue what the meaning of life is because the people are suffering all the time. And, like in Vietnam now, we can go back there as English people, can't we? But it'll never be the same.
Yeah.
What we had there 2 years ago was probably the most best time of our life, wasn't it?
yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
It was like, I mean, yeah, I lost my phone, the Russians nicked it, and it was like, there was a few ups and downs.
Tuku Island was absolutely brilliant.
But
Beautiful beach, beautiful place.
it'll never happen again because it's all gone now
Not in the near
because of
future,
COVID.
no.
And COVID has hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
No matter what you want
Yeah.
to say, it's like, and that's horrible. You know? And the worst thing is, it's hit the poverty more than the people like us. And as Europeans, no matter what anyone wants to say, I know we all plead poverty half the time, but our life's easy compared to theirs.
I think that you shouldn't downplay what people are feeling. Yes, there are people in really, really awful situations all around the world, but
Yeah, no, I'm not saying there's
anyone
not.
who is struggling
There's
deserves
a
to
lot
be
more.
helped.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot more. There's a lot more
and
poverty in
deserves
Asia.
understanding and empathy.
There's a lot more
Yeah.
poverty in Asia than there is in Europe. That's why they all run off to England and everywhere. It's hard, isn't it? But it's one of them things, isn't it?
But isn't there more millionaires in Asia than Europe?
Actually, I believe there is. Hello.
And you're so right there, because you think of places like India, people who have a lot of money compared to the people who have no money,
But they don't care.
that divide is huge. It really is huge.
It's unfair, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not
definitely.
going. It's not going to change, is it? I mean, you got to think of when they were getting kicked out of what was it? In Saudi Arabia and all them places they could have stayed, and then come to Europe. It's like, well, I don't know. It's one of the things. Isn't it? We have the thing is with Europeans, and this is what I argue with American people, and I love it when I banter with American people. No, I say Europeans are the best people in the world, and the reason is because we will give people a home, we will help people when we can. But in England, we have to help our own.
I'm not getting into this one. I'm going to pop to the loo at this point.
No problem. This brings me on to an interesting question. When's the last time you cried, Paul, and why?
Oh, when was the last time I cried? Oh, shit. Right, okay, you got me here. You got me. Hold on, let me think. I'll tell you when I cried, 2016. And I cried really bad. And it was really hurt me because people see me and everything. And it was really hard to explain. I went to Australia for the first time ever, the only time I've been there.
Yeah.
It was my dream holiday. It was what I wanted to do and everything. And then George Michael died on what was Boxing Day for us, but Christmas Day for England. And everyone kept messaging me. And we were in this really nice hotel and everything. And I just stormed off, brought 2 bottles of champagne. I don't know why I brought a champagne. It was a really stupid thing to do. I sat on the beach drinking champagne and cried my eyes out. I thought, shit, he's gone. And yeah, that was the last time I really cried because it was a waste of a life with George Michael without getting into that too deep.
Yeah, he had some troubles.
Yeah, he had many issues, but it was a great fella. But it's one of them things, isn't it? If you're nuts, you're going to do that, isn't it? Which was awful because, again, it's a waste of a life, isn't it?
Yeah, well, sure, anyone who that is definitely waste life. Did you have a happy childhood, Paul?
Do I have a
Happy childhood.
happy time? Yeah, right. Oh, what can I tell about my childhood? Right. You want me to be honest?
Yeah, if you
Right.
could be.
Okay. Okay. You want me to be honest? No holds barred, right? Okay. I grew up in Windsor, in
Okay.
Berkshire. Actually, no. I grew up in Old Windsor, in Berkshire, and my parents weren't rich or anything, but they were at the right place at the right time. If you see what I mean, with houses and everything. So
Yeah.
things were good because you came from Windsor. You're really special, and that's what people thought in them days. But I actually came from Old Windsor, where Elton John lives now, not Windsor. And I got into loads of trouble. And everyone said, "Oh, your parents must have split up and everything." And they didn't split up. My parents have been together, and they're still together now since they were like 15 and 16. And I don't know. I always say John Lennon dying as a 9-year-old took me over the edge, and I've done loads of silly things as a kid, didn't I? I honestly don't know why.
He grew up in a really nice area. I grew up in a,
She only grew up 4 miles away from me.
but it was a kind of council estate area. So it, we were very poor. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't travel. We didn't go on
Yeah, I didn't have
holidays.
life that easy, but I've done
But
stupid things. I don't know why.
if I would say my childhood was happy, yeah, but it was because I was one of those kids. I was a tomboy. I wasn't a girly girl. I was out there riding on my BMX. I was climbing trees, massively into horse riding, and I couldn't pay for the horse riding lessons. So yeah, I was in there mucking out the stables so I could go and ride on horses.
Hold on, he's trying to scratch that door again.
And I really
So I let him in? No,
no.
no. Okay.
So I can't say that I didn't enjoy my childhood. I was really poorly as a young child. I was really, really poorly. I spent a lot of time in hospital. Um, so yeah, that wasn't brilliant. And I was very, very small. I had to go to hospital every single week to have my weight monitored and all that kind of stuff. But despite all the challenges, I can honestly say that, yeah, my childhood was full of some amazing memories
What was
and
school like for
naughty
you?
ones as well. Sorry, what was that?
School. What was school like for you?
Oh, school. I went to, I was really lucky with my first school. No, put that back on. They do that every time I'm on my own. I'm sure, do you know what? I'm starting to think it's school going to I'm sure. I was really lucky. I lived across the road from my primary school, so I could literally roll out of bed and just hop across the road and go to my primary school. But I was a very nervous child, and I was in and out of school a lot where I wasn't very well.
Okay.
I did really well, and I ended up in a grammar school, which was intimidating for the first year because everyone was very, very clever. But yeah, I had a really good education. I'm really pleased with that.
Any
It was,
bullying
um,
that you witnessed, or your people you were to
uh,
you?
you've got to remember, I was the tiniest child ever. So yeah, I had my fair amount of being picked on because I was an
Okay.
easy target. I was really little. But I was, I call this bullying. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get these two. In my secondary school, I spent, this is ridiculous, isn't it? I spent my first year being absolutely terrified because everyone else seemed to know what they were doing. I was the only one who went from my primary school into my secondary school. So I was all alone. I didn't have a friendship base or anything. And I decided after that first year, no, actually, they sent me to the school because I passed the test. That means I am clever enough to be there. And the teachers are there for a reason. So if I don't understand something, I'm going to ask them and I'm going to learn. But
Okay,
also,
that's pretty sensible.
but also, I was very much. I was a maverick kind of person. I did things differently to everyone else. But yeah, no, I was one of those people who wouldn't stand by and watch someone else get bullied. I didn't like that. Yeah, I was quite vocal about it.
I asked Paul this when you were away. When's the last time you cried? And why?
I'm the kind of person who will sit and watch a film, and if it hits me emotionally, I'll sit there crying. So yeah, I am one of those people.
Okay.
And I'm female as well, so I suffer from hormones, and yeah, I can get a little bit emotional and I can cry. I think mine's more to do with being emotional, isn't it? Just
I've got to
in
let that dog
general.
out soon. He's coming back. I don't even know what happened in there with the bin. Oh, God, that dog is something else.
It's really difficult because he's still quite new to a home environment. He's learning all the time. But yeah, there are still behaviours which are trying at times.
He's trying my patience in there, let's just say. And I've been very lenient with him and just shoved him back. I went into the toilet. As I got to the toilet, he clung to the door, and I thought, lifted him back. Before I'd opened the door to come back out, he was through the door, and I thought, I can't just chuck him in the door.
The problem is he's a barker, so you let him outside, he just barks, and you can't hear anything, can you?
What he thinks now, he thinks, what is going on out there? I can't
yeah,
see.
what am I
There's
missing
lots
out
of excitement out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, he doesn't know what's going on. That's doing his head in the most. So I come out the toilet.
He suffers from a little bit of separation anxiety as well.
Yeah, he's had a hard time.
So
yeah, you can hear he's talking and he wants to get to you.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. He can be a little bit exuberant with it at times, though.
He can't get through the middle door.
No.
Shut the middle door now.
Yeah.
So he's locked in that bit.
Oh, right.
He's very rampant.
Lowest point of your life?
The lowest point of my life was when my dad died. It was my dad was born with a heart condition, and he wasn't. They didn't know why he got so poorly at times until much later on, where there wasn't really a lot they could do about it. And he had several heart attacks, and we called him Houdini, didn't we? Because every time he had a heart attack or a stroke or something, he just kept going, and
he kept coming back.
Yeah, and
I mean, I never told Michelle, and I'll say it now. My song about Dave was actually Live Forever.
Yeah,
I thought he'd keep going on, and I don't like Oasis because of the thing with Robbie, but I do like Oasis because I like the early stuff and everything. But I kept thinking, oh, Dad will keep going on and everything, and there was always that song Live Forever, and then I spoke to him that day on the phone.
We thought he was going to die when our first daughter was born, and he actually made it to come and visit us when our last child was still quite young. I had Sean in the January, and he died in the June. So it was really hard for me, but I was so glad that he got to meet Sean John.
Yeah, and they got to meet him, even though they probably don't remember, they still got to meet him.
Yeah, it was amazing that he managed to hold on for that long, and so for me that is it's my saddest memory.
He's sat here watching us now because I see him in there. It's all up on the video. No, he's a good kid for like what they're like now, isn't he?
He could definitely be a lot worse.
So, Paul, what was your lowest memory then?
Funny enough, I'm trying to think that.
Car accident.
I think it was my car accident, yeah. Because I've got my scars on my face, isn't it?
He had a bad car accident, and he went through the windscreen.
I can see it quite clear there. I come there.
You barely see him now.
Yeah, but I was 18 years old, and I stupidly didn't wear a seatbelt because you didn't have to then.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I went for a car windscreen and almost died.
Yeah.
But like I looked like Frankenstein, like properly. It was worse than anything. If you'd have seen, I'll have to find some pictures and email you in a minute of when it first happened.
When me and Paul first met, his scars were quite predominant and they did really affect his self-esteem. For me, when I met Paul, I just wanted to know his story. I wanted to know, you know, what happened, why.
Yeah, I used to tell people that I got jumped by like 10 people and they cut all my face and everything because it was really bad. But it doesn't look so bad now.
You can't even see it.
But you've got to remember, it was like 30 odd years on, isn't it? But as an 18-year-old, it was really effective, you know, and it was like one of them things.
Yeah, it did affect you a lot.
Yeah, it didn't help life, but you get on with it, didn't you? It's like I wear a hat and like everyone knows what's there in a way. I just feel more comfortable in a hat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, kind of gives you a protection.
Yeah, you just sort of, well, half the time I have the hat so high you can see the whole scars in a way, but it's just one of them stupid things, isn't it?
It doesn't bother you till you think about it. Once you start thinking about it, that's when you get upset.
Yeah, no, I don't get upset, but I just remember. I remember that day. You know the worst thing about it? I was right outside Elton John's house when I almost died. As in Elton John, as in like mega famous Elton John.
Yeah.
And I almost died because I remember when they said about the blood, they said, you've lost so much blood. And I was like, well, whose blood is all that? There's all this blood on the floor. And they said it was yours. And I was like, oh my fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it?
But it was really bad and everything. And I had 58 stitches up there and
you
lost
down
your
there.
teeth. Lost all my teeth.
Back in, and yeah,
my teeth
really
were literally in my gums. Everything.
Yeah.
Like 4 teeth were like that one there, that one there. But like when I look back at it, I think, oh Jesus! But I'm lucky to be here.
That's what I was going to say. You've got to take the positive from it. You survived it.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky to be.
Well, you could have a lot worse injuries. You could be paralysed. You could be quadriplegic. There's much worse than a few scars. You can get over them.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I know that now. But as a kid, I didn't. I had an attitude because like people used to call me Frankenstein and everything, and I remember it so clearly. And it's like I would never do that to anyone. It was like it's just wrong.
Yeah.
But it gave me it gave me an understanding, a different understanding of life. You know, I could go on about things like gay people.
Yeah.
I didn't like gay people as a kid, and I put my hands up to that, yeah. But then I went to my friend's house, and I didn't know they were all gay, and I think I was stomping around because all these blokes tried to chat me up. I wasn't very happy that night, you know. I'm being honest, Thomas, right? And then I'm stomping around this bloke's house, and I said, one more gay bloke tries to chat me up, and I'm going to kill him.
And you didn't even realise, did you?
And I pick up the Gay Times, and this house where I'm with all these blokes, and I was like, oh shit, and they were bigger than me.
For me, I'm a closely accepting person. I don't care about anything.
It taught me a lot that night.
You're either an arse or you're not. For me, that's all that matters.
It taught me a lot that night, didn't it? If I didn't have that night, I didn't have that experience in my life would have been so different.
Yeah.
And everything, because I didn't know the boundaries of things, because I grew up in Windsor. And everything was made to be. There was loads of cocaine addicts in Windsor. I never take drugs, never ever have.
Yeah, no, drugs are just.
Like loads of my friends have died of drug overdoses, and I think I didn't even know they took drugs because I was
it was very
we might get to the drugs in a little while. I have some questions on that. What makes you really angry?
I'm really angry.
Do you know what the first thought that comes to mind was? Because we've still got the grown-up children living at home. There's always something going on in our household. What makes me really angry is when I want to get in the bathroom and there's always someone in there. Every time I want to get in the bathroom, I'm like, go upstairs. Yep, someone in there. That makes me angry.
What makes me really angry is the hatred of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Yeah, that's another one.
We're not
What, you a Spurs fan?
Yeah, I'm a Spurs fan all
We
day
both
long.
are.
And she was the first fan for me.
Yeah.
But it's like Tottenham haven't been successful. Everyone hates them.
The club does get a lot of hate, yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
It just doesn't trigger me the way it does you.
there's a Jewish thing and everything. And I used to do all that shit when I was younger and that. But you grow up in that. And there's a lot of hatred for the club. And you think, no, mate, life's too short for that. I don't agree to it all, innit?
And for me, it just is what it is. People are either going to like things or they're going to dislike them, and I'm not going to get triggered by their reaction.
Okay, this is the weirdest question you're going to be asked. Your favourite smell?
Favourite smell? Oh my goodness. Calvin Klein Eternity perfume is my favourite smell ever. Yeah, that was an easy one for me.
My favourite smell would be a top quality Weizenbier.
Yeah, I was going to say probably Royal or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're meant to say your wife, but I won't get that.
Yeah, that as well. That as well. No,
that particular perfume, I just absolutely love the smell. I'm addicted to it. So yeah, it's definitely my favourite smell.
Yeah.
I think we can answer this question. The first time you tried alcohol?
When was the first time you tried alcohol? Well, mine was a sherry that I spoke about earlier.
His was definitely that.
Oh, my nan, she lived till 92 and she died 2 years ago. And it was like, she was someone that would see through me, wouldn't she?
Oh, she didn't let you get away with anything.
Oh, I said,
to tell you,
Nan, I'm a businessman now. She said, no, you're not. I know you.
You're still a naughty shit. Yeah.
That was
great.
she knew me absolutely everything about me, didn't she? I don't know how, because I didn't even speak to her for that long.
The first memory I actually have of actually trying alcohol and getting into it, my aunt used to live in Somerset, and it was my dad's twin. So we went there to visit, and he used to bring back the kegs of cider, but they were like these fun kegs with the turn at the front. And I remember sitting there as a little kid, pushing on the top of that thing to taste a little bit of cider coming out of it. Yeah, I did love the cider, the Somerset cider.
Okay. Have you been arrested?
Yes.
Oh, Thomas, I don't know where you want to go on this one.
But I'm not going into details.
Oh, come on, you have to.
Okay.
You can't say yes and not go into details.
I have to pour a beer first.
Yep. We're going to need a beer for this one.
Oh, I'm waiting for this one.
It's not coming out properly. Hold on, you can have that. So Thomas wants me to tell me my whole life story. Well, I can't. It's not coming out. I can't do the other one. It's not working.
You get there in the end. It's like he's avoiding the question.
I think all right. Okay.
No way. Paul wouldn't avoid the question.
Oh, I'm not going to avoid the question, Thomas, because one thing I am is honest. It gets me into a lot of trouble sometimes, but I am honest, right? I've been arrested.
We've been really honest tonight, I think.
I've been arrested so many times you wouldn't actually believe it, right? Where do we go on this one? I'll serve three prison sentences, which was not my fault. None of them.
Not bad things.
No, nothing like that. Fighting with squaddies when I was younger, because there was Windsor Barracks
Yeah.
and everything, and I had a few issues with them, and we had a few issues with each other and everything, and then it didn't end well. It didn't end really well at all, actually, but that's how it goes, isn't it? Nothing too dangerous, though. Everyone's still here now. Tell stories. And then fighting with people in Windsor, because I came from Old Windsor.
I've got to the beginning.
Yeah, and then I got done for software fraud. Copyright fraud.
Okay.
because
You pirated videos for a little while.
no, what it was, right? No, this is the truth here. But what it was when you started getting these films in 2000 in England. The reason you started getting these films in England before they came out in the cinema because I went to
Brought them
Malaysia.
over from Asia.
I went to Malaysia and got them to copy it. It was like it was fun.
And he put them on VHS tape and he sold them and he got in trouble for it.
It was fun. It was brilliant. When the film came out of the cinema and they had a cinema copy of it, I told them that we'd take this out, we'll edit this and we'll press this. And they said I bloody funded terrorism and everything. I was like,
Definitely not.
right. And it was really good though, because these Malaysian people that like people with class in England as peasants ended up like so rich and everything, didn't they? It's so cool.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that was
You do
brilliant.
the things that you do, they're not always the wisest things in the world.
Oh, it was.
But we
I
were
would
just
never take it back.
starting out and yeah, that one is what it is.
I would never take it
Michelle,
back.
were you arrested for that as well? Or can I ask?
Yeah, but I didn't get charged with it.
No, I still get charged. I had to take all the blame to avoid her getting charged. I made a deal with them. Our little friends at the CID, I made a deal, and it was good because it was cool. I went to Ford Open the last time, and it was fun, mate. It was really good.
Yeah. They used to phone me up and it sounded like a holiday camp, so there we go.
We had some fun in there. I didn't want to leave because the bills in there were less than the bills I was paying in my house. So I didn't actually want to leave. And they all kept going to Tesco.
There we go. That's total honesty for you.
Yeah.
Mine were more for being outspoken. I'm quite idealistic in how I feel about things, and I can get outspoken, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. Women's rights, some things that happen in the news. There are things that really do get my goat, and I can be a little bit outspoken if I don't watch myself.
Okay. Like what? Come on, you got to inform me about things that I'm not. What should I be outspoken about then, Michelle?
The pay gap between men and women in London. That really annoys me. A woman should not be paid less than a man for doing exactly the same job. That really annoys me. It's little things. It's little things that really bother me.
You let little things build up.
But did not think that that would be a professional wage, and you should know how to negotiate your wage better then?
I think if a man and woman are exactly the same with the qualifications that they have, one should not get paid more than the other. If they're working the same hours, doing the same jobs, and they are qualified to the same level, they should be paid exactly the same. And it's actually a thing. And it happens.
Look, that's the remote. Thomas, you got to look at this. That's the Beer Hawk email, right? I said I'll be involved in the Beer Hawk email. I don't know if you can see it. I've got my old days like I'm drunk. Oh, no way. That's the email they put out tonight.
This always happens, though.
Oh,
doesn't it?
You have to see it.
We do a thumbnail or something for a live, and you always look.
I just took a picture of you too, and I put it up. That's the thumbnail.
It's like, oh, no way. No, because Beer Hawk asked me today. They said, "Can we use your YouTube thing?" And I thought, oh, that's brilliant because I can get a few people in, pass them on to everyone else. And I'm like, no, not that.
That's really funny.
Ryan's just sent me going, mate, they're shouting your corner here. It's like, no way. Why would you do that to someone?
Oh, yeah.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Oh, Thomas, that's wrong, isn't it? But if you look at the Beer Hawk email that's gone out tonight, it's got my YouTube channel on it, and it's got a picture of me looking kind of dopey. No way.
That'll be okay.
No, I didn't ask for my permission.
What's your philosophy on life?
Right. My philosophy on life used to be to go halfway around the world. I've done that. So my philosophy on life is just like that. My kids are all right, and I kind of just grow. If that makes sense,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I just want to. I wanted to be when I was younger. I wanted to be older.
Do you know what? That actually fits
Yeah.
really well with what I was
And then I
gonna say.
kind of want to be younger now, but I don't because I wouldn't know everything I know. You know what I mean?
My philosophy in
Okay.
life is don't rush it. Take it every minute at a time. Try and get the most out of every minute that you have. I try and find the happiness in every situation. Try and look for your blessings, not your curses. Yeah, so many people don't get the chance to live a full life, to do all the things that I've done. So yeah, count my blessings. That's my philosophy. Be
Yeah,
grateful
definitely.
for everything I've got to do and been able to do.
What's God's plan for you?
Sorry, what was that?
What's God's plan for you?
Oh, maybe you're better off doing this one.
Oh,
Oh no, the two of you have to answer this now. You can't back out.
God's part for me is just not to do you in. Like it's tempting. No,
When I
do you know, when I think I do believe in a lot of things like that you don't, and that don't I? But
I'm going to let you have your say.
no,
before I say
because
anything.
if I always think if God wasn't here, then I wouldn't be here. That's my own thing on it because
Okay.
I died to death a lot, especially in my younger days. Not only the car crash, everything. There's loads of other
Yeah,
stories
that's stuff, isn't it?
that I could tell you that I'd be here all night when I was kind of lucky, you know. Um, God's part for me, I don't know. It's just like to kind of be nice. I really do try now, don't I?
Yeah, actually, you're finding a lot more empathy as you've got older. Um, I'm going to be controversial here. I grew up in a massive Roman Catholic family, and I actually class myself as an atheist. I don't believe in God. But
Okay.
saying that, I do believe that having a good moral compass is something that's important. And I don't get that from being scared of a big bad God in the sky that's going to punish me if I'm bad. I find that from within myself. And I think empathy is really important. Trying to see the best in people is important. Um, and yeah, it's not going to resonate well with everybody, but yeah, that's kind of what I believe in.
Well, most people that I have interviewed on this have been atheists, so you're not alone, Michelle.
Um, I don't. I think everyone has the right to their own beliefs, and
Yeah.
I really respect what everyone else believes in, and especially what brings them comfort in times of trouble and helping them deal with life. I kind of look inside for that rather than outside.
What inspires you? Want to
What's
go
my
completely the other direction?
Oh, do you know what inspires me? I came from Windsor, and everyone knocked me, mate, all my life. Honestly, they were like complete arseholes. They were. They were like, and they ended up cocaine addicts. I didn't. You see? But the most thing inspires me because everyone said I'd be dead by the time I was 25 because I drank a lot as a kid. And the thing is that they always try to put you down, and you should never do that to people.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You're always the bad guy. And like, it was very hard because I was like a council estate kid in a rich area, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And it was really hard there. And everyone said, "Oh, your life's easy. You grew up in Windsor." It wasn't easy. No, it wasn't easy at all. It was really hard, in fact, you know. And you fell out with loads of people, and everything, and then they had money and power of other people to back them up and everything. But you just got on with it, you know, and it was not that
I'll
bad.
tell you exactly what inspires me. People having the worst struggles of their life, and yet they still find the time to be kind to other people. A friend of mine, her tiny little daughter, had leukemia, very, very ill, and it was heartbreaking to watch her struggle. She's getting better now, thank goodness. But when you watch people go through something that is so horrendous that you can't even imagine dealing with it, and you watch them be kind to other people and care about other people, I find that inspiring. It makes me want to be a better person.
I probably shouldn't have paired these two questions. What makes you laugh the most?
Well, I tell you what's made me laugh the most today. Jamie's inappropriate joke. That's what made me laugh the most today. Little things, silly little jokes. Just sometimes it could just be the most silliest little thing, and yeah, it really makes me giggle.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
If you give up laughing in life, then you've got to give up life, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it's not that bad.
I tell you the thing that's made me laugh. I'm going to do this. This one is going to really embarrass you. When we were in Hamburg, Paul got rather hungry and he bought himself this large chocolate bar.
Oh,
but he got a little bit drunk and he started eating it and he fell asleep on the sofa and the chocolate bar. And it was a nutty chocolate bar as well. It had lots of lovely texture. And he fell asleep on it and it stuck to the back of his trousers. And the problem was he didn't realise. And you walked around with that chocolate stuck to the back of your trousers, didn't you? And it didn't look good. And when we realised it actually happened, we were like, oh my goodness.
I said, no, all I said to her on that day, I said, fucking hell, George Michael could have met me. I coped with it, I dealt with it.
We cleaned up everything that we thought it had got on, but you didn't.
It was everywhere.
Your jumper, wasn't it? And you didn't realise.
There was just so much chocolate. I washed all my trousers and everything.
It was just in the most inappropriate place that you could possibly want melted chocolate.
He was still drunk in bed, right? So I walked out, I was starving, I needed something to eat. So I walked out in Hamburg, I put the same jumper on that I'd had that night, and I didn't see the chocolate, and I walked out and I thought, fucking hell, I don't believe I've done this. And yeah, it did have shit stains, really bad.
That's what it looked like, wasn't it?
It didn't look good, let's just say.
Yeah, that was.
If I took a picture, you wouldn't believe it. It's like, shit. And I walked all around Hamburg. And I must have thought.
Next question.
What would be the worst thing you
One thing you're most ashamed to look it up on the internet.
I'm not really ashamed.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to be really honest. We've got an access way to our driveway, and someone parked on it and blocked it. And I googled, is it illegal to put dog poo on someone's windscreen? Now I feel really bad. I thought about it because I was really cross. I didn't do it, but yeah, I did. I did Google that. That's the worst thing ever that I googled.
Okay.
Oh, you must have one. Yeah, that's awful. I feel actually really bad.
You've never looked up anything rude on the internet?
No, because I know a lot of rude things.
Do you know what with me, Thomas, right? I've been so thick-skinned, I think it's just a bit of fun. It's like, and people take it so seriously. It's like, I have so many fallings out on people on Facebook groups and everything. Not so much lately.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more of maybe watching, we say, some of them ISIS beheadings on, you know, really rude things or really bad things.
To be fair, he isn't that kind of person.
Oh,
he isn't. The one that I admitted was really bad, and it actually made me feel like a bad person.
That's quite timid, I think.
But
But remember, everyone I Google, she has access to everything. So, like, I have to be a bit careful sometimes because I got caught out on many things years
that's
ago.
seasonal supplements on your table, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him and Rocker on a while ago. He's on the channel.
Oh, I'm like to join us tonight. That's really good, isn't it?
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Bloody...
Have you overcome any bad habits?
Oh,
yeah, I'm not gay anymore.
My worst habit is smoking.
Michelle doesn't.
I absolutely hate it, and no, I haven't overcome it. So yeah.
No, I can't. No. Not at the moment. It's not a good time to stop that.
It's my worst vice. I absolutely hate it, but no, unfortunately, I haven't been able to give it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Not good.
Paul, have you overcome any bad habits?
Many bad habits. I can't say that one, can I? No. I sort of. There's a few bad habits there, isn't it?
You don't bite your nails. You don't bite your toenails.
When he cuts his toenails, he flicks them at the dog. That's a bad habit.
Yeah, dog eats them.
That's disgusting.
It's so.
That is absolutely disgusting. That's a really bad habit. It's the worst one I can think of.
Wow. I don't have any bad habits. I'm clean, I'm conscious, I'm like.
You do not flick your.
The dog, like, if you don't want to take my toenail to save me putting it in the bin, what's the problem with that?
That's
there
disgusting.
is not a problem.
I don't know.
That's the worst thing you could do. Yeah.
What's weird about you?
What's that? Is there not?
What's weird about you?
To be honest with you, if I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about Michelle. And as I honest and say, my obsession with Robin Williams, people do find a bit strange.
The weirdest thing about me is I can do this with my tongue, which is a pretty weird thing to be able to do. I can curl it right up. There's lots of other people who could do weird things, but yeah, it's kind of one of my weirdest.
Okay. How many times a day do you check yourself in the mirror?
How many times a day?
I don't look in the mirror at all, mate.
No, he doesn't actually.
No way. It's only when someone mentions I haven't shaved properly that I look in the mirror. I have a mirror. I have what it is here, they have the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah.
And I have the toilet and sink downstairs, and I shave and everything. But I really don't look in the mirror, mate. Because I look in the mirror, I'll be like, fucking hell, Jesus. That's not good.
I don't either.
Yeah, no, I just like, because I miss parts of shaving and everything, and I just like.
You just don't care that much about it, do you?
No, it's just like, it's not like about what you look like, it's like about what you're giving. And if we're all going to go on looks, then we're all going to give up, aren't we? It's like.
I suffered from really bad acne as a young teenager. It was horrendous. And then when I was pregnant, it was really, really bad. And I've got quite a few scars on my face. So yeah, before I go on camera, I do check my makeup hasn't moved or anything else.
Okay.
But on a normal day, I actually don't bother with makeup at all. But yeah, no, I'm quite insecure about it. So if I know I'm going on camera, yeah, I'm going to check that everything's there where it should be. Don't knock my camera over. He said dog's out, so yep.
No problem. What's the last song you sung to yourself?
Oh, do you know what? I sing all the time to myself in my head, and there'll be lots of songs that play around. I just love music in general, and at any one time there could be all kinds of songs going through my head, and I'm just singing away.
Okay.
But luckily,
what's the last song you sung to someone else then?
Oh,
You must have sung songs to
I
Paul.
should say, I think I was singing something last night to Paul, but I can't actually remember what it was. I was a little bit drunk.
Did Paul sing you a song then? If Paul comes back, we'll have to check this out.
No, Paul likes to sing to himself. He doesn't usually sing to me. He sings to himself.
Okay. Do you listen to other people's advice?
It depends on the advice. It really does. Sometimes, actually, I listen to everything that everyone says to me. Will I take it on board? It depends on how good the advice is and whether it resonates with me as a person.
Okay. If you didn't ask for the advice and someone gave it to you, would you take it?
No, probably not. I like to hold my own counsel. I trust myself and my own moral compass to kind of do the right thing in most situations.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you remember your first paycheck?
Oh, yeah, I do. I worked in a sweet shop for a day and they paid me £5 and a packet of buttons. A packet of Cadbury's buttons.
Don't even get it.
I was about
Can I
12
ask
years
what age you were?
No, sorry,
Yeah, I was about 12. Do you remember your first paycheck?
yeah, I watched. Yeah.
You got
if we talk about, if you forget about paper rounds, I think I watched a bingo.
Mm.
Well, I took the till as well because that's how it was.
It was 15 years old at the time, so
Ooh.
and it was very naughty.
They said your son's gone, and so's the till. Okay. Right, they're nuts. Them dogs. Them dogs are on fire, mate. It's like, do you listen to people's advice? If you didn't ask for it, yeah, definitely. I do listen to people's advice.
Yeah, you can't listen to other people more than what I do, actually.
Yeah, because everyone has a right to say something, and sometimes.
No, I love listening to other people's opinions, but would I take it on board? No, I'm quite set on how I feel about how things should be.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you don't listen to anyone, then what you learn in life?
You've got to. I totally agree with you. You do definitely need to listen.
I mean, I've got that lunatic. I'm sure you can hear him now.
Where he's been locked inside, he is a big talker.
No, the three of them. I literally opened the door because I could hear him scratching at the door. I opened the door and it just went boom. Was like, okay.
Did you ever get instant buyer's remorse? Oh yes, totally. When drunk me buys a new dress that I'll never ever wear, and it turns out, and I'm like, what on earth did I buy that? I'm just never ever going to wear. Yeah, definitely had that one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm here, mate.
Instant buyer's remorse. Where you bought things and then you thought, no, stop buy that.
No, I don't really do that. No.
Hi, Vanessa. How you doing?
I put Hong Kong once drunk, didn't I? But apart from that, no, I haven't really done that, have I?
Hi, Vanessa.
Apart from that,
have you tried any exotic meats?
No. You don't even know how.
You have any part.
Yeah, no. I struggle eating chicken half the time.
I cargo. I ate it, and he couldn't even bear me watching me eat it. We were out with friends, and he left the restaurant because he felt sick. So yeah, that's how fussy Paul is. He doesn't cope with things like that.
Yeah, you told me that before. It wasn't that bad.
No.
Many game animals.
Oh, she said she's eating many game animals. How much money do you have in your bank account right now?
Not enough.
You don't have to answer.
I don't know. I got logged out about 3 weeks ago. I can't log back in. I've got to do the PIN number thing with them, and I with my bank.
Yeah, definitely not enough. You could definitely do with being a little bit higher.
We could all do with that, I think.
Yeah, I think that,
I think-
especially at the moment.
I think when people think you profit from YouTube, I kind of cost me a lot of money, doesn't it? But it's been fun.
Yeah.
I would never take that away. No, I wouldn't. The last year, well, 10 months, isn't it? On YouTube, I wouldn't have met you if it weren't for YouTube.
Yeah, it's great. The social
Barry,
connection
Josh, how many
is,
people
it's brilliant.
can you go on about? It's like,
You can't put a price on that.
yeah. And yeah, of course, it spends you more than you earn. No matter what, well, unless you're really big on there, on it, obviously. But it's just the fun of it. And you do listen to what people say. And what I found with YouTube is listening to what people say, and they love it when you like, I'm reviewing that because you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
And it was what you were talking about with the ethics of whether you would lie about a keg because you got given it for free or a can or whatever else. No, I would not. I would not advise someone to go and drink something.
I would.
You might, but I definitely wouldn't.
I could do it, mate. I could do it on
Definitely not.
Facebook, but I can't do it to YouTube because I don't know. It's kind of different, isn't
People's
it?
money is important to them. There's not a lot of money going around at the moment.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want someone buying something on the strength of my say-so that wasn't very
I
good.
can't do it. No. It's like
Definitely
the Bud Light keg. I got the Bud Light keg, as everyone knows, before everyone else got it. And
Yeah, on its own merits.
I gave an honest opinion, right? I could have had the new keg that came out before everyone else did, and I chose not to
We
say
chose
that
not to.
because I didn't just want to piss people off. People are my friends and everything. And it's like, it ain't my thing to put up the keg first all the time.
Yeah.
And now my order's got long because I was an idiot.
So we're definitely not trying it first.
Yeah. And now I'll have to do another one. I don't know what's going on there. And I've got the tour to go against the keg and the bottle and everything.
No, we'll get there eventually.
I'll get
Sooner or
there.
later it turn up.
It's like you just don't want to be that person that I don't know, like big heads. I hate big heads. Them sort of people I don't really you plan to make any change to your life in the near future?
No.
No. I just need to go back to Asia. I have
A little bit more travel would be brilliant if we can. We'll have to see how that goes.
yeah, do you know when you kind of get to that time and you've done it, but you haven't done it all? And you think, I have to pick out them places.
Never done it all.
Yeah. No, but I want to go back to the places that I've gone, but I know it won't be the same, and I know it will upset me. I won't go back to Vietnam.
Yeah, because it's
because Vietnam's kind of effed due to COVID and everything. And it's like, it's a hard one, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Most treasured memory.
Ooh. Okay, that's a hard one, isn't it?
There's so many. To pick one out.
What will my most treasured memory be? St. George Michael, World's Court, 1988, June the 15th, I think the final was 16th.
Okay, one of my most treasured memories is I trained horses for other people. People who had lots of money and posh kids that couldn't ride horses, so I would go and train the horses for them. The day that my most favourite pony that had we went through so much to get to that stage when he was dressage ready and he was just perfect. Yeah, that's one of my most treasured memories. It was just amazing to watch that horse become something from nothing, and it might have even got to a glue factory because that's what they do. And don't even get me started on that. But yeah, it was amazing. You feel an amazing amount of pride to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
That's fair, isn't it?
On the opposite end, your most terrible memory.
Oh, got plenty of them.
Oh God, don't stop me. All night. No, my most terrible memory, mate, without doubt, was a car crash.
Okay.
I can't say that I remember she said to me, I had the drip on my arm, and she said, "Are you really conscious about your looks?" I said, "Yeah, I fucking love myself." And she said, "Don't look
No,
in the
look in the
mirror."
mirror then. Oh. No, that was. Yeah.
And I looked in the mirror
That
and I
wasn't,
thought,
wasn't
"Oh
the nicest way to
shit!"
put it, was it?
Yeah, it was one of the
Yeah,
things.
for me, most terrible memory. Dad dying. Going back to the same thing. It always will be.
What do you want to be when you're smaller?
I wanted to be a racehorse jockey, and I actually got the chance to train to be a jockey on a racehorse, and it was my big thing because females don't get to be racehorse jockeys. They don't
No.
get to compete in that environment, especially if you're not part of a big family or you were not part of that environment. It's almost impossible to get into. Yeah, I never got to race, but training to do so was absolutely amazing. Yeah, no, it was brilliant.
Not times
Okay.
changed, haven't they?
First crush.
Oh, mine was Blondie.
I didn't be some animal. I was always animal orientated. If I wasn't riding a bike or climbing a tree or doing something naughty I shouldn't be, yeah, it was always the scabbiest horse in the field that I could find, and I'd wander off and go and feed them.
No, you had to have a boy crush. Or I'm not accepting animals.
I'd absolutely.
Some boy.
Yeah,
I'd find the nearest field with the horses in it, or the dog from down the road, and there'd always be a treat in my pocket. And yeah, I got ringworm. I got a tick in my head because there wasn't an animal that was out of bounds for me. And yeah, I did pick up some nasty things from some animals that weren't very well looked after.
Yeah, mine was Blondie, wasn't it?
What about celebrity crush?
Oh, dear. That's hard for me, that one, mate. You're throwing the questions at me now, mate. That's hard.
For you can answer this. For me, it's really, really hard for me to. I appreciate someone for who they are. So, I'm gonna have to get that dog in. I can't even hear myself speak. I'm gonna get him in. And you're better at this one anyway. I don't do celebrities.
Celebrity crush for me would be what? Nothing, Blondie.
Okay.
I had this thing about her, like in the 80s, like everyone did. But it kind of came and went. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. She was cool. She was like really cool. Well, she's cool right now, isn't she? It's
Yeah.
like, does that make sense? It's like, I remember something like The Tide is High. Do you remember that song? I don't know if you know that one.
Probably don't. And uses with shows like that. Thanks, David Jones, for joining us. Really appreciate it. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, actually, I do. Michelle doesn't, but I do because this is an old house. This house came about 1935 or something. So obviously, plenty of people have died in there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's ghosts in the house. Yeah, 100%. But she kind of disagrees. But yeah, it's haunted. There's some weird things going there.
What do you think ghosts are then?
Well, I think ghosts are like people that talk to you in the middle of the night. And half the time, yeah, it's 'cause you're pissed and the ghost talks to you. But like, it was how can I put it? There was a particular time in this house when one of them spoke to me, and I thought, fucking hell, I'll have a full conversation with the ghost. But it did like appeal to me in a way that I thought, what shit? Like I'm standing there chatting away with you. And then I woke up and there was no one there. So well, maybe it's fictional.
Okay. Are we alone, Paul?
Yeah, it's only me and you here at the moment, mate. She's gone there to sort the dogs out.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens?
Do you believe in aliens? No, 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 no.
There's nothing out there. We're all alone.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't. I kind of wanted to. I watched the films and everything when I was younger. But no, I don't believe it. Okay, she's back. Guess who's back? Shady's back. Back again.
And I heard that last question. I think the universe is so huge. You couldn't be sure either way.
Okay.
It is massive. Who knows what's out there?
No, no, that's fair enough.
You're gonna like the next question. Drugs.
Definitely not for me.
Ooh.
Like I said, I grew up in a really hard area, and I watched drugs destroy a lot of people's lives. And yeah, drugs are a big no-no for me.
So if there was a referendum tomorrow morning to legalize drugs, it would be a no.
I do believe certain people should be allowed to use cannabis for medical reasons. But barring that, the rest of it, no. It's a definite no for me.
So cocaine, heroin.
No, definitely not.
Paul?
Yeah, like I say, I've watched it ruin people's lives, and yeah, no.
Yeah,
But if people are going to take the drugs and there was a government shop, we say down the road, that you knew what you're taking and you're supervised taking it, would that not be better than the illegal drugs we have at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I understand it. I understand where you're coming from, because it's much better to have it in a controlled environment if someone is already addicted to those drugs. Definitely. It's really, really difficult, and I understand that there are particular circumstances where people get involved in things, and before they know it, they're in trouble with something that they can't even understand themselves. So yeah, getting people off drugs in a controlled manner is miles better than just leaving them to it.
Okay. Paul's need drugs, simply. It's fine as it is.
Well,
Last time you were rejected.
God, I've been rejected loads of times. Job interviews.
But the last time, when was the last time? We've all been rejected from jobs.
I'm trying to think, actually.
What was the question?
Being rejected from something. And
Last time you were rejected from something.
What was I rejected?
I actually, yeah, it's a really hard question to answer, isn't it?
Well, it's rejected sometimes, right?
It's really difficult.
We can move on if you want.
Yeah, no, because I can't actually think of anything that has happened in recent times. Whenever I think of rejection, it's going back to when I was younger, maybe when I was a teenager, and there were so many things I wanted to do, and I was so passionate, and I just threw myself in there. And yeah, a lot of the time, I was going for things that were way bigger than what I was capable of, and yeah, I got rejected. But lately, no, because I'm kind of really settled in who I am. So I kind of know my own limits, so I haven't been rejected in quite a long time.
Okay. First car.
Oh, Peugeot 106.
Oh,
Very nice.
Yeah, this one's fun.
Not a Morris Minor.
Princess, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Princess.
Yeah, it was a princess. What the?
It wasn't other thing. It was just a Princess.
I think our screens that they're flipping.
Oops.
Or is it gone? Or am I gone? Yeah, I think they might be gone. Or maybe after freezing. I'm not sure. Yeah, everyone in the chat, thanks for commenting, liking, sharing. I'm not sure what's after happening with Paul and Michelle. Thanks for all the questions. They should be back, hopefully, soon, because I'm on my own and I hate when I'm on my own. I'm not sure, maybe their phone died. We have been talking for nearly 2 hours. Yeah, they're brilliant. Paul and Michelle are absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure if I'm even still live. Yeah, put in the comments what's everyone up to, what's everyone drinking, how's everyone's week been. Yeah, they're gone now, so I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe they'll come back. I'm pretty sure their phone probably died because we're talking for so long. Yeah, so comments in below, like, share, subscribe, dislike, report, all the normal things. Yeah, maybe I'll crack open one more beer. Let's go for it. So what's everyone drinking? How's everyone's week been? You see how crap I am on my own. So we are going for Ballycliffe, my favourite brewery, based out of Ireland, obviously. Yeah, and it's a stout, which is shocking. Me drinking a stout. It's 7.8. It is a export stout. I think there should be a review on my channel somewhere. I'm not sure if Paul and Michelle will come back. I'm gonna check on, because I messaged them on Instagram. I'm gonna have to check. Can't use my phone because that's what I'm using as my camera. Yeah, let's go check. Let's see, can I get in that on? Let's see, is this them sending me a message on? No. Let's go check Paul Michelle. You. Okay, will that be a good message? Who knows? Yeah, you're pretty quiet in chat. There's meant to be 3 people watching. If you could say hello, it would be nice. Just to let me know you're there and not talking to myself like a crazy person. Yeah, again, so this one cracking opened. It is number 8 by Ballycliffe. It is their foreign export stout. I'm sorry, I'm after having a few drinks. And you know I can't talk properly after I have a few drinks. Because I can't hold my drink. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. I'll give this another 4 or 5 minutes, see will it come back. But I may say, Paul and Michelle are absolutely excellent. Truly honest, really good. Yeah, I can't. If you're watching this in the replay, I'm guessing no one's going to get to 2 hours and watch about this. Not sending me any message back. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, have you any questions? If you come back, Paul and Michelle come back. Have you any questions? They're not in the basement. I'm checking my phone. They're not here. Yeah. Questions? Anyone in the chat want to say hello? There's meant to be 3 of you. Say hello, ask a question. Maybe I'll answer a question like I usually don't. Ooh, that's nice. It's got a nice sweetness to it. Yeah, Simo, if you're watching, I think you're maybe one of the people watching. Any questions? There's no one else in the chat. There's meant to be 5 of you. Vanessa, if you're still there, any questions? I'm all on my own. I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, I think this is going to be the end of it now. So seen the message anyhow. Not sure if you're still watching. If you are, Paul Michelle, say hello or say you can't come back. Let me know. I'll end the stream. No? No one? Hello? 5 people watching. What's everyone drinking? So we are at... I'm at 2 hours, 2 minutes. That's what the stream is. I'll give us another 5 minutes if anyone has any questions. I'll clear it off then if Paul and Michelle don't come back. The sweetness. There's a nice sweetness to this, which is really drinkable. How you doing, Joey? What are you up to? Still working? Or are you finished work yet? Yeah, Paul Michelle, I think something happened to the phone. I believe it must have died or something, or it switched first just before it died, switched the angle and died. I sent him a message. I haven't had anything back yet. So they're either recharging their phone or something else. I don't know. I sent him one more message. So, how's everyone's week been? Are you? Yeah, my dyslexia, writing things and talking is not good. Are you coming back? That sounds wrong, but we'll have to. Yeah, so next week. Oh, that's brilliant. When's the last time you or someone 16 minutes ago, you missed it as you just got off work. I was wearing my imaginary thinking cap. Yeah, I'm not sure how long more I'm going to give this. Okay, 2 more minutes and I'm gone. I would like to thank Paul, Michelle. I know they're not here. Not sure if they're watching. They have been amazing guests, amazingly honest. I may get them back at some stage. I had another. They were actually really honest. I think I have another 20 questions. 30. Another 30 questions. Probably won't get answered. Is Steve live too? Well, Steve is always live. If YouTube would probably crash if Steve didn't go live. Yeah, Steve always go live, so I don't mind. I've had a load of guests in tonight. It's been up at 4 or 5 sometimes tonight, so thanks to everyone who's watched. Thanks to everyone who has disliked, who has reported, who has blocked, and whatever to the stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Paul and Michelle. I'm going to call it here. I'm not sure if they're coming back. I will check Instagram one more time. Okay. It's not saying they've seen the message anymore, so yeah, I'll give them a couple more minutes, see if they're coming back. What's everyone's plans for the weekend? Anyone got more exciting plans than my plans, which are nothing? Yeah. Everyone who is in the chat, which is meant to be 3 people, if you could head over to Steve's stream. Square Table says he's still live, so he is probably really interesting. And go over to him and say I sent him. I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for disliking. You've been amazing. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye.